Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Angel PT, and for today what we have in here it is the Real Farm. Real Farm is a game like you can guess it. It's like a farming simulator, and it was developed by the Triangle Studios. This is not their first game. They developed other types of games, and I think they developed 3 games if I'm not mistaken, and at least the Real Farm and other game that they developed is not getting very well received. It seems that many people complain about bugs not getting fixed and physics not working as they should. I noticed this by playing just 1 hour of it. I noticed everything was a little bit weird. But one of the things that I think they did accomplish, it was with the graphical settings and with the graphics of the game. So it's a little bit a shame that they didn't deliver it, in gameplay, and it's taking forever to fix issues. But overall, the game do perform really fine. So we are here on one of the DLC maps, because this is another reason they have the game completely broken, and well, they released a DLC with the new map. And so of course people will complain about it. I would complain, but they offered me the key for the game. I didn't brought it, and they offered me the key to make a video about it. And as you can see, performance wise, the game is performing really fine. I mean, we are playing the game with maximum settings. The performance is pretty much above 40 frames per second. Even on the middle of this insane vegetation, everything is just fine. And there are some nice details like shadows. Shadows, something that came out with GTA 4 as far as I remember. Yes, many other games had this type of shadows, but GTA 4, it was probably the first open world I have seen using this type of shadows. And even GTA 5 does this and the consoles don't. So it's actually nice to see some of this stuff getting used. There are also more details into this game, like an heavy use of tessellation. Like in this land over here, you can see that there is a lot of tessellation on the ground, and this performance is actually a killer for our PC. If you decrease the tessellation, you will see a very big improvement in performance. So I was having like 50s, and now if I drop to very low, I really jumped insanely to 68, which is good. The only difference is you can see like the tessellation building up on the floor right now with the variable settings. You can see it very close to you. We are getting 75 frames per second, and if I put the tessellation back on, okay, if I put the tessellation back on, for example, too high, I lose 10 frames, and the only thing you get is more samples and more distance. So this is just small details that this game has. So let's jump now to the performance. I don't want to lose too much time with this game. It's not getting well received, so I think I'm losing time covering up this game when I should be covering other games. Let's see. So very quickly regarding performance, if you want to have an experience above 30 frames per second, just put the game at its maximum settings, because on my benchmark I got an average of 49, which is a very nice average, and a 1% low of 38, so the game will pretty sure be playable above 40 frames per second with the maximum settings, with nice graphics and heavy amounts of tessellation. Although if you want to go with the 60 frames per second, I decided to create my custom settings, which is everything to the max with exception of tessellation, which I dropped to the very low. I reduced also the shadow resolution to low, but if you keep the shadow quality on high, the shadows end up being very well filtered. Okay, so the resolution doesn't have that much impact, and you can barely notice on the quality of the shadows. And I reduced the shadow distance from 300 to 100, because yeah, you can see the shadows drawing more closer, but it's nothing too much significant, so you can still retain a very good graphics, and you still enjoy. And you end up enjoying, 60 frames per second most of the time. According to my benchmarking, only 6% of the time the game did drop from the 60 frames per second. So using that custom settings by reducing tessellation, reducing shadow resolution, and reducing shadow distance should help you out while you still have all the other options enabled or maxed out. Okay, so now let's take a look on a little bit of gameplay of the game. So I'm just going to attach some stuffs on the tractor, and then I'm going to plow the land or the ground or the gravel, whatever it's called. and I'm going to finish the video after that. But first I want to show you some of the small bugs and small concerns that people have with this game. For example, I touched this thing, which I don't really know the name, to plow the field, you know. And so I will put it to work right now. I'm just aligning the tractor to the ground to, you know, to be much better. Okay, turning on the light just because, putting it to rotate to the left or to the right. So you can choose all these things, but you can see these have some weird physical interactions, as you can see. At the end of this line I will pull it back up and you will see that the game reacts very weirdly to these changes on the materials. This is not the worst bugs you are going to encounter. While driving from one side to another, I had an accident with the car and the car got stuck, and for some reason I couldn't get the car out of there. And I decided to, okay, let me quit the game and let me re-enter the game, let me load the game, because I'm pretty sure I didn't save. But the game did save exactly on the spots that I was. And so what did happen, look at this, it's so weird. So what did happen is that the car was stuck there forever, and I lost my car forever because the car just got stuck there. So the developers could easily include a workaround like a reset button to the car or something. I'm not really sure if the game has a reset button or not, but they really didn't show on a presentation. For example, if your car got stuck, please use this key. There was no information regarding that. There are multiple other bugs, like for example, civilian cars got stuck on the road and they stay there forever in the middle of the road. So yeah, the game feels very unfinished, which is it's sad in my opinion, because the graphical and performance, the game is really well optimized. Okay, but all the rest, I mean, bugs, there is bugs all over the place, materials work in a very weird way, and it's just weird. About the content that the game includes or not, I'm not really sure about it, because I didn't play that much and I didn't want to spend too much time on this game. So I'm not really sure how it is this game on content, but reading some Steam reviews, people say it's okay. They are just pissed with the facts, and I give him the reason, because it's true. Instead of fixing up the game and adding content for free or stuff like that, they are more focused in releasing DLC after DLC, and I think that is really wrong, and they are doing it entirely wrong, and it's sad. To see a company like this providing a nice graphics and a nice engine, not doing a good job in the other stuff. Okay, so guys, I think that's eventually all that I want to talk about this game. If at some point you decide anyway to buy this game, there is the Steam link page on my description of the video. Also, you can find, if you want it cheaper, I have also a Kingwin link there, where you can get the game much more cheaper, usually done on Steam. So it's really up to you if you decide to get the game or not, but don't say I didn't warn you. The game, it's a little bit buggy, so in my opinion, if you find this game on a sale, it might be a good buy, but first check if they have been releasing patches or fixes to the game, because if they didn't release any fixes or patches after this video throughout the next months or everything like that, just don't buy the game, because I think the game is really broken where it should work. So it's really sad. Okay, so guys, that's all that I want to talk now about Real Farm. Hope you did enjoy the video. I know that all the people are waiting for Far Cry 5 and all those videos. I'm working on it, okay? And I'm working on it. It doesn't mean that I have the games, okay? I don't have the games yet, but I'm making my efforts to try to get those games, okay? Because they are really expensive, so it's not easy. Okay, guys, so thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.